prior to this. So I'd like to call to order the Southwest Vermont Supervisory Union Board of Directors. Let's first start out by going around the room. We'll start with Ray to my left, just so Richard has it for the minutes as to who is here.
Ray Molyneux, North Bennington.
Scott McEnany, Shaftesbury.
Beth Wallace, North Bennington.
Katie Aiken, Bennington.
Sandy Foster, Pownell.
Glenn Thurber, Woodford.
Nick Galt, Human Resources.
And it looks like we have 6 people joined.
We've got Cat TV and Richard. We have Dean Atwood. We have Jessica Bakiaki.
And Jess back in. Okay. So I have that roster set up. Thank you. First on the agenda are public comments. Do we have any public comments? Okay. Hearing none, let's move into finance. Don't.
Treasury report was not posted
Yeah.
and there is no warrant this month to move up by 1 week. Finance
Yep.
is not ready yet, so.
So, no finance report, so there will be no action needed there. Within the consent agenda, we have minutes, retirements, leave of absence, resignations, nominations, warrants is not included in that. So if there's no objections, I'd like to move 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Made by Glenn, seconded by Sandy. Any discussion?
I have one correction to the minutes. Okay, so on page 4, line 45. In concluding, I'll read it. In concluding action, Boudreaux noted that would reach out, so that should be she would reach out.
Sure, Richard took note.
I notified him of it.
Okay.
Yes. Just today.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor of accepting the consent agenda?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Policies, there are none. Good committee assignments. So we don't need to have the superintendent evaluation committee. That has changed with the revised policy number 2100. We do have a policy committee representative needed. We have the Ag Land Committee, Food Service Committee. Those are the committees where members have contributed. Members of this board have contributed in the past, and we will need members to move forward. Are there any people currently sitting on committees that would like to resume in their role? Sandy and Glenn. Sandy, where policy, but are you policy for the SU, or are you policy for your ESD, or now your MAU, but
For
you
the elementary,
for elementary?
yes,
I believe I'm.
For the elementary.
yes.
Okay,
I'm policy.
for MAU,
Policy.
for MAU. So policy really well covered. None for this board, but I think it's redundant anyway, especially with the people sitting on multiple boards.
Historically, this board doesn't place it
On the,
because they come from their own board.
right, okay. So then Ag, Land and Food Service, do they have people from this board?
Wait a second, North Bennington doesn't have it right on policies, so I guess I'm going to have to fill that.
Okay,
Thank you, Rick.
thank you, Ray.
We don't historically have anyone from Arlington coming either, policy.
Technically, they do, their board does appoint people, but I don't know if anyone's been coming.
Nope.
Okay,
I was on the food service committee advisory last year. I'm happy to
And
be
it's-
again. I don't
Okay.
recall if we like appointed me again this year though, or how that worked. I don't recall that again.
so what I think I need to do is I've got that, I'm writing down the interest, and then it probably needs to be an agenda item in the next meeting for us to
Okay.
do the official appointments. Would that,
Okay.
is that right, Ray? You've done this
Okay with
longer
that.
than I have.
No, I've never done this. So, I mean, I've never been the chair of this. So,
Okay.
seems okay to me.
I probably won't be here at the next. meeting.
You're already on the committee
Okay,
anyway, so, because for the other board, so it's
okay, thank you.
an issue. The only one that we would have to move as this board would be Ray as the North Bennington.
I would love to be able to move him tonight so that we have him.
And that's the way that MAU works.
Well, actually, Ray the chair of the North Bennington Committee. He can appoint himself to the policy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I appoint myself to food service.
Okay, so Ray is now
So
officially.
the ag land.
Thank you, Ray.
Jurisdiction.
Because on the committee, the only ones that we vote for are the representatives to SU.
Okay.
And everything else would be appointee of the chair.
I would love to see someone from Arlington come to policy too.
I think that would be important, and that's something I
Yeah.
can talk to Nicole about.
Thank you.
Todd is now the chair.
Todd is now the chair. I can talk to Todd and Nicole.
Yeah.
Okay, ag land and food service. I'm happy to sit on the ag land. I think I didn't last cycle, but I did before that previously. And then we have soup food service covered with Jess, so
Ag land's primarily concerned with middle school.
the middle school grounds, yeah. All right, chair's report will be very brief this evening. I am looking forward to the next step in the process for, with the news, the superintendent search and contract, conversations that have been underway. There will be more, conversation about that later this evening. I think what makes me most excited is will give us an opportunity, once all of that is finalized, to really get started with a lot of the things that this board, prior to a few of you being a part of it, have been talking about and all believe are important as far as goals, structure, inclusiveness of other areas, making sure that those areas are feeling heard, and just really a cohesive group across all the boards, where people in leadership are feeling like they're working for a single entity, not multiple boards in different places, and trying to appease everybody and never really feeling like they can be successful, which is no place for any leader or employee to be. So I'm excited to undertake all of that with you. We will be busy. And that work will be forthcoming.
I know it's on here, not on here, but could I just mention
Yeah.
2 items? Some were at the previous board meeting, but some were not, and some may be listening more before. There is going to be a legislative forum for Vermont education. We are supporting this endeavor. We are not the sponsor of it. It's being sponsored by the American Association of University Women. It is being held at Mount Anthony High School, April 28th, starting at 6 p.m. Flyers, I think some of you got it at the previous meeting. Did it?
Yeah, we all have.
Yep, you all. That your 2 state senators are attending that forum, similar to what Tom said had given up in Arlington, but with all that's going on in the state, this is an important forum. The only other thing is, Superintendent, I want to let you know, announced this the last meeting, again, I'm saying it's the same people. The last day of school for students will be June 13th, barring any unforeseen weather. The staff will have scheduled work days the following week under the supervision of the building administrator, their building administrator, and the director of curriculum instruction and assessment. So again, the last day of school for students is Friday, June 13th. And that's it. for me.
Can I just ask about the forum? Are we getting that out to parents? How are we advertising that and letting? people know?
The SVSU communications coordinator will be handling getting that out to everybody, so. Yeah.
That's definitely coming up.
Well, the reason why
soon,
it's just
so
hearing
I
now is
think
because
The
we
sooner
didn't have
can-
confirmation that this was really gonna happen. And remember,
Okay.
this is not our event. We're supporting it, but we're not the sponsor. But we feel it's important enough that we're not just loaning out our high school for it, but we will, so Katie, West, the public information coordinator, will be, coordinating and working with this organization to help get the word out.
Good.
Somewhat related, the morning of April 28th was scheduled as a penciled in touch base with the legislators from our area again, you know.
That is still gonna happen. Yeah,
That is,
That's my,
okay.
my understanding, yes. And remember, this is Monday. These are Mondays because that's the day that they are
that
not.
they're here. So that's a follow-up to the meeting that happened at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
Right?
It was like a legislative breakfast
Breakfast.
minus a lot of, not too heavy on the breakfast.
Right. Did we- It's pretty heavy before.
Unfortunately.
That's great.
Yeah, okay.
Do we need to know who is attending that from the different boards so that?
So
Yeah, because we didn't want to make
Yeah.
it, wasn't there a discussion about not having too many?
you can't, because you don't want to have a quorum,
Right.
Right.
because then we'd have to want it on the board.
I know I will not be able to be there that morning.
So I think
So
what we'll be
wait,
doing
wait.
is that
Can I
asking the-
interrupt? Is the intention that there would be question and answers from board members?
this is a legislative breakfast that we traditionally do with area legislators. We just kind of gotten out of the habit, but with everything going on, it's restarted. So the guidance that I usually give them is, the board chair should, if the board chair can't come, then they could have, they can ask someone else to go in their place. And whoever's out of interest, we've never turned anybody away. We just do not, we've never had a quorum.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to understand. Thanks, sorry.
No problem.
And we don't take any action.
There's no action, it's a discussion.
So someone's going to be, you were saying someone's going to be asking who's planning on?
I would suggest that if you want to attend, let the chair know, and then the chair can keep count of, from that board of, how many are attending. And we've never really had that problem that there's too many, so,
And what time is that?
8:00.
And I'll just say at the previous meeting, it was Nicole, myself, Kristen Olmsted from MAU, and Leon.
Yep.
That was it.
So what's our?
Well, I think the policy though states that as long as we don't discuss something that's pertinent to a board meeting, then we can gather. So that is the other piece that's important
Mhm.
to remember.
Just like you all could end up, well, at the MAU meeting, all the MAU board members may show up at graduation. Is that a meeting? No. But you're not conducting any board business.
Okay, so if you would like to attend, please just let me know and then I will coordinate it with Superintendent Colkeen and Amy.
The morning of the
Morning
28th.
of the 28th at 8
8
AM
In this room.
here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on
I don't think it's gone.
the website.
I think it's only people who know who's, we don't
Yeah.
put that on the
No,
website,
Amy.
but it's not a public meeting.
Okay,
Beth knew it.
so FYI for, in the packet are is the FY 20 for the year 25-26 SVSU calendar. The Agency of Education Guidance for School Districts Related to Immigration and the 24 audit report and related documents. That's just an FYI that those documents are in there. I'd like to talk to you about one of those after. With that, we can move into the next item on the agenda, which is executive session 1 VSA 313A1B, labor relations agreements with employees. I'd like to request that Nick Galt and Dina Atwood, our legal counsel, also be allowed to come into the executive session with us. Can I have a motion?
Motion and our superintendent.
Not needed.
No, Well, there's two things that we're going to executive for. One is.
Oh,
for
that's
the-
right.
But I don't
Should
think
they
I,
have been listed?
no, because all labor contracts, but I don't think I need to be here at all then, because most of you already know the first part, the,
We all do.
Yeah,
with
right.
the exception of
So-
Ray.
I think, Director Galt can, so I'll recuse myself.
Okay.
That's the conversation.
All right. Can I have a motion to go into executive session with Dina and Nick?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Is in the process of getting us set.
So you got the motion?
I have it.
Okay, good.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Coming out of executive session, I would like a motion to ratify the proposed superintendent's contract and authorize board chair, myself, to sign that contract on behalf of the board. Can I have that motion?
I'll make it.
Made by Ray. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Beth. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. I'll get to work with Nick on that. With that, I believe we have exhausted our agenda. May I have a motion to
I'll
adjourn?
make that.
Seconded by Glenn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you.